Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about my April favorites and fails. These are things that I have been loving this month, as well as quite a few things that I have not been loving. There's quite a few on both ends, to be completely honest with you. And I'm going to start off with a clothing, I guess, website. I'm very new to it, but if you've seen several new blazers and things like that, I am behind the times and I've really gotten into Revolve. That's what I was trying to remember when I was on my live stream. I was talking about, my favorite places to shop. And recently I have been finding so many things on revolve.com. That's where I got this blazer, which I'm in love with so much. I've gotten several blazers on there. The orange one you guys saw recently. I've gotten a few crop tops. I'm really into crop tops. I don't know where I'm ever going to wear any of these items of clothing other than on camera, but hey, it is what it is. And this one right here, I think is my favorite piece that I have gotten thus far. So I want to give them a shout out. I am behind the times, but I am very glad that I finally jumped on that wagon and kind of started scrolling through. Some of their items are mid-range and then some of them are pretty high-end, but I like that they have like all these things just kind of put into this one website. It's just really nice, and they sell beauty and everything else. I haven't dove into anything other than the clothing, but I've got to say, everything I've gotten fits true to size. Great quality. I had these green pants that are high-waisted and have like that, almost like that scrunched look to them with the belt. And oh my gosh, I'm just like, let me wear these somewhere. Anywho, let's jump into the makeup portion. I'm going to start off with House of Sillage, mainly because I want to put my candle back here. I have it burning right in front of me and I'm scared I'm gonna like light something on fire over here because my desk is a mess. Anywho, I was recently sent these two amazing sets. One is a collection of like the comfort collection. It had a blanket in there that, yes, Charlie did steal as soon as I laid it down. And then it had this candle in it. And when I tell you, I ordered four right after filming. I'm not kidding. I can show you receipts. I'm not kidding. And this candle smells so good and it fills the room. And I left this burning for so long and I used it yesterday and the day before and it's only down to here. I'm just like, this is amazing. So technically I got 3 for me and I got 1 for my mom because I want my mom to have one. Mother's Day. I really hope she's not watching because it's going to spoil everything. But this candle is so nice. If you go on the House of Sillage website and just type in candle, you'll see it. And of course, you guys know I will list it down below. It smells so good. And then on top of that, I'm just going to put this little clip right here. This is the Nicole Mather Beauty and Fragrance Mystery Vault Collection. Wow. I've never been so blown away by a perfume packaging in my entire life. The crystals on the tiara perfume just, it's amazing. And then the box, I can't tell you how many times I've played with the box. You have to watch that video and see my excitement when I open up this box and then I realize that it folds down too. I'm just like, what am I looking at? This is like Disneyland for me. And I cannot thank them enough. I'm so grateful and I'm beyond words. Everything is just so beautiful and I love that little white bow to add to my collection. The lipstick bows, oh, they're so good. But I have to mention this again because of the smell and because of the good quality. It's so heavy and it's so nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in my background. Now you guys can't see it, but I promise it's there. All right, next up, let's talk about some eyeshadow palettes. You guys know my favorite thing to talk about other than powders. I have quite a few this month. I did not realize how many I had actually tried until I go back. I have everything organized. I went back and I was looking at everything that I tried. I was like, man, I tried a lot this month. And I thought that I had actually tried this last month, but I didn't. So it is definitely in this month's favorite. I love this palette. I talked about it in my Sephora Spring Savings event recommendations and what I'm picking up video. And this is the Mini Retro from NATASHA DENONA. I did not even realize that there was 3 shades in here that were in other palettes. But I have to tell you that this shade Industrial, whenever you swatch the one that's in the green brown palette, when I look at them, they look the same. When I was showing it on camera, they looked a little bit different. Like this one's a little bit deeper. So I don't know if I would actually say that they are exactly the same, because I said that side by side to somebody that they look the same, but then when I was playing with it, it's almost like they have this slight little difference to them. This shade, Galaxia, in the Star palette, a lot of people did not like how crumbly it was. This is the new and improved formula. I liked the Star palette. I really do, but I do like this one better. It's easier to work with. And then Vintage Taupe is a repeat as well. But I'm just saying, honestly, I don't mind it. And looking at this palette and having everything all together, it just instantly drew me in. There was no hesitation with this palette because there's just something about it. The soft greens, the soft pinks, it's just something fresh, but still natural. I'm gonna say it again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I want a full palette of this vibe. This vibe is what I am looking for right now, especially when it comes to naturals. You know, you get kind of used to your typical naturals, and I feel like these are natural but still a little bit outside the box, and I love that. And it's $25, amazing quality. None of these are bad. They all work amazingly well. So this is definitely one that I would say if you're interested in Natasha, or if you haven't tried any of Natasha Denona's palettes, this is a good one to start out with. I'm sorry for talking about this a little bit, but I do know that this is coming out. You just gotta watch out for it. Look out for Nordstrom, look out for Beautylish, anywhere that you possibly can think of that sells Tom Ford, and even keep checking the Tom Ford website if this is something you're interested in. I reviewed 3 of the new Shade and Illuminate face and eye palettes, and this one is, I've got to say that the Rose Cashmere is my favorite, the one that I think I'm going to use the most. But as it turns out this month, this is the one that I keep grabbing for, and it's not the quad on the inside, like these shades right here. I love them, don't get me wrong. I prefer the Rose Cashmere when it comes to the quad. There's just something really beautiful about it. But these 2 right here, I have been going in. I don't know if you can tell this highlighter. I've used it so much. So let me swatch the highlight and the contour. There they are. And this contour seems like it's really deep, but that's just because, you know, I'm swatching it like that. If you watch the video, these go on sheer and then build up. And then this highlight, I have a thing for these peachy highlights. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like up against the Dior, the #2 Face Glow palette. Let me grab that really quickly. You know that's in my top drawer of highlights. Like you know it is. And it's the one that I have hit pan on. So this is the one from Tom Ford. This is Red Harness. And then this is the one from Dior. So they are similar, but this one is brighter. This one's a little bit deeper, but there are some similarities there. It explains why I like it so much. This color in here with the bronze or the contour is just like the perfect color for me. And again, I love the fact that you can build it up. And then if you want to have the eyeshadows that are the wet dry formula, you can use those as well. All the palettes performed beautifully. The only one that I don't like the contour in is actually I think it's the purple one. But then on camera, it looked fine. So I don't know. But these palettes are beautiful. This is the one that I'm grabbing for. I really thought that it was going to be Rose Cashmere over and over and over again. But these right here is what's making me keep grabbing for this, and it is still staying out, whereas I have put the other 2 up in my Tom Ford little container, but this one I've just kind of had sitting here so I could grab for it. This was yesterday's video, however, I have played with these even more, and I pre-filmed. You'll even see in that video I had my long acrylics before I ended up taking them off, and so you can see that there's kind of a timeline with these. I don't always get to film everything all at once. I'll take my time and go through. This is the Nabla Cutie palette in Wild Berry. I just can't. I can't. All of the palettes are good, but this one is special. This is just, it is a color lover's dream. I'm going to insert a picture of the look that I did with this palette. It's incredible. you get so much pigmentation from one dip into the mattes and then blend and blend and blend. They are amazing. Alchemy 2.0, I couldn't figure out, I was like, I thought this was in a palette. I was going through all my Nabla palettes and then I realized I have Alchemy in a single, but this is 2.0 and I think this one is just like a little bit more intense. This shade right here, you guys didn't get to see this in action, but I used it all over my eye the other day. And it's just like perfect peachy pink that just, you can just wear all by itself. It's just such a good palette. I love this so much. Nabla killed this collection. The entire collection, the lipsticks feel good, the stylos are nice, but this is my favorite thing from the collection. Is it just me, or is it funny whenever you're not planning on buying something, you're not really interested, all of a sudden you get a little interested, you buy it, and then it becomes a favorite. That is what happened with the Sigma Cor de Rosa palette. I love this palette. The pictures online do not do it justice unless you're looking at pictures that people are like influencers or people that just got it that are posting. That is what I would look at. And I specifically mentioned Glitzy Fritzy. There was a video on her Instagram of it on her arm, on her hand. And that is what just absolutely threw me over the edge. And I'm really glad that I did purchase it because I've used this quite a bit. I love this. In one of my last videos, I was wearing this palette and people, every time I do these really soft looks, people always ask what's on my eyes. So I was wearing the orange blazer with my puffin lipstick and this palette. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'm going to tell you what colors I was wearing. So I had this shade all over, and then I went in with just a little bit of this one, and I kind of went right around the edges, started blend. I didn't want anything to be too harsh. I wanted it to be pretty soft. Went right around the edges and kind of smoked out that outer corner in a very soft, light way. And then I added Cor de Rosa. Now this is such a beautiful shade. Again, I don't even know if you can really see that, but it's just a soft pink and it meshes really well with those peachy tones. And I just loved it. I love the way that turned out, just something soft. And when you're looking at this palette, that's not necessarily what you see, but you can still get those type of looks with this palette and you don't have to get these really dramatic looks. Bella the Ball, this shade is To Die For. To Die For. You see what I did there? I'm very happy with this palette. I would say that this is Anastasia Beverly Hills quality. When I think of something that's comparable, that is what I think of. And there's not a single shade in here that is bad. They're all good. One more palette to talk about in my favorites, because there's definitely some shadows I gotta talk about for my not so good this month. This goes to Artist Couture, the Supreme Nudes. And that is exactly what this is, Supreme. These blend like a dream. They are pigmented. They are going to work for just about anybody. Fair skin, light skin, medium, tan, deep. The pigmentation in here is unreal. The blendability, this is really, really, really good. I can't rave about this enough. And this is a palette that I think so many people will enjoy and reach for a lot because again, you could just cover this up. Look, there you go. I love doing this. Just covering things up. And you know, you see this and you see a lot of dark, but you don't have to, you know, just kind of cover things up and look at what you want to look at for the specific day. Now, if I'm thinking, oh, I want to go in with this green, I'm going to kind of cover up this area and look and see what complements it. And in my head, obviously I'm going straight here. That complements, I'm thinking this is on the lid, this is on the inner portion, and how do I want the rest of the eye to go? I will go in with something lighter and more orangey tone like this and these, or I could bump it up and go in with this, it's a little bit darker, and these that are a little bit darker and smoke it out some more, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can even go in with this gold, this shade, and you would just have a softer but still kind of vibrant gold eye. There's a lot of possibilities in this palette, even though whenever you look at it, you're thinking, yeah, it's just a lot of brown and there's a green in there, gold. It's special. Trust me, it's special. That's it for the palettes. Let's talk about a brush. This one was sent to me from Royal and LANGNICKLE. It was sent in a brush roll of a ton of brushes. This thing right here, I'm in love with this brush. What number are you? This is the BOM 38. I've gotten a lot of use out of this for several different things, and I've washed this, dried it, done everything. I've actually washed it several times because I've been using it for so many different things. I don't tend to wash my face brushes as often as I do my eye brushes because, let's face it, I can't use this brush again to do like a natural look. I couldn't use that today to do the look that I was doing because it would be dirty. So the same thing with my brushes. Usually each one has something that it's used for. So if it's powder, it's going to be longer before I wash it just because it's getting used for one singular thing. This brush though, I'm using it for my blush. That's how I used it today. I have been using it for my Kogendo Brightening Moisture Powder to dust down the center of my face. I've been using it to lightly highlight. I've been using it to spot powder, like where I want just like a little bit extra coverage. This is so good. It's so soft. It's like the perfect shape. I didn't expect to love this brush this much. I know I liked it when I first used it, but it was like, okay, I like it. No, I love this brush. This stays right up here within my hand's reach because I use it all the time. And I love how I can just stamp blush on and it be really specific. So instead of it going in places that I don't want it to go, it goes right where I need it to, and I can just kind of do this, or I can buff it in. Speaking of blush, let's talk about the one that I have on right now. It's from Nars, and Nars has just been killing it. They have come out with so many blushes lately that I just think are amazing. They have such a good texture to them, color payoff. I love the colors that they have done. And this is a new shade. It's called Illicit. This isn't one that I've used on camera a lot, mainly because I've been doing all these different eye looks, and you know, I'll have all these like pinks and all this stuff on my eyes, and I want to go in with something on my cheeks that are just, you know, a little bit more complementary to the eye look. But this is what I've been grabbing for like today. This is what I have on today with something softer like this, which I guess this isn't softer, it's just a softer color. Anytime that I'm doing no eyeshadow, it's just mascara and I want this bronzy look, this pairs with my bronzer no matter which color bronzer it is. It can warm up a more neutral one that I have, and it can just mix really well with something that's a little bit warmer. The one that I'm wearing right now is the JOUER one, the Sunlight Suntan, and then I have this on, and it's just, they all mesh together so beautifully. I love this color so much, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. I think it's a satin, but it's not sparkly, it's not shiny or anything like that. It's not matte, but it kind of feels like a matte. I think it's a satin. It's beautiful though. I love this. It kind of reminds me of a softer version of Gingerly from MAC. You remember those days? My MAC Gingerly days? One more favorite, and then we're getting into these fails over here. My last favorite is Compliments of Brianna Stanko. She talked about this in her video, and I went out and got it immediately. Well, I didn't go out. I went to my computer and got it. But if you're somebody who has sensitive skin, or if you use something like Retin-A, you guys know how much I love Retin-A, or say you're on Accutane or other things that prevent you from being able to wax or use anything that is too harsh on your skin, and you have a mustache. I have a mustache. I'm not even afraid to admit it. I get that little, ooh, that drives me so nuts, and I cannot wax. So usually I go in with my Dermaflash. I still love this. This is not going anywhere. I'm still able to get the cartridges for this, and this is the old one. They have a new one now. But I love this so much that as soon as I can't get them anymore, because I'm sure that they're not going to just continue to make them, when I can't get the cartridges anymore, I'm going to buy the new Dermaflash, which really sucks because I just, but I love it so much that I'm going to do that. If you hear, turn this on, and then basically you're going to exfoliate dead skin cells off your face, as well as getting the hair off, like all the peach fuzz. You kind of want to pull a little taut, lay it flat, and then kind of go down. Well, I don't always want to have that extra exfoliation, especially around my mouth. And I don't do this every single week, but this needs to be done every single week. And sometimes I can overdo it and my upper lip will become a little dry just because I'm overusing that. And I don't want to use a razor. I don't know. But she mentioned this, and this is called the Flawless, oh shoot, I think Flawless something. Does it say on the inside? It just says Flawless. But basically this is going to take off the little peach fuzz without doing any exfoliating. It's amazing. I can use this every single day, zero irritation. And if I want to get, my hair is the same color as my brows, and if I have done my hair and then I have like little hairs right here, if I use this, I don't know if anybody else has done this before, but if you shave or do anything on this area and you don't do your whole face, makeup lays differently on that area versus the rest of your face because you have peach fuzz and then you don't. And it's so obvious, like there'll be a little stripe there. So I take this on my mustache, get that off, and then I also go right around here to make sure I don't have any of those like black hairs coming up. So this is a game changer for me. I'm so glad she recommended this. I didn't even know that this existed until she talked about it. I love this, but for everyday use or every other day, whatever you need, this is what you should do because you can't exfoliate your face every single day type of thing. And yeah, that's what I was doing to my upper lip, and my upper lip was not happy with me about it, but it loves this. And I think that the replacement heads, like so you see, it's kind of like a man's shaver. You know those ones they use on their face? My husband doesn't use one, but I've seen them before. You have to replace these, I think, every 3 to 4 months. I'm just really happy with it. Let's get on to the veils. This breaks my heart because when I touch these, they feel so creamy, so smooth. And it feels like there's no way it could possibly not work. Well, it doesn't work for me for more than one reason. And it's the new Nars matte bronzers. Now, I know a lot of people do like these, so don't just go off of what I'm saying. Check out several reviews and people that, you know, you trust or have skin types like you. But for me, for whatever reason, the first problem is that it blends out nicely, but then if I have anything going on, like say I had a little breakout right here. It's not active anymore, but it's slightly dry. It just does not go over those areas very nicely. And then right here, it can kind of grab a little weird. I don't know. I have a little bit of issues with it. So then the first time I used it, I tried it with my new Chanel powder. So I thought maybe it just didn't work well on top of the Chanel powder. So I tried it with a different powder. And then I tried it with my original Chanel powder. I tried it with a different foundation and my Chanel powder, like my normal stuff. And I could not get it to work. I was like, all right, I'm throwing it in the bag. Well, I had already noticed that I was getting some breakouts, but I try several different things. And so I don't always know exactly what it is at the time. However, when my eyes broke out, I knew exactly what it was because 2 days in a row, I took the bronzer, and my favorite shade is, this one's Laguna. I'll show you this one real quick. Oh, it's so creamy. So creamy. This is the matte one. They're both matte. And then, I don't know, Valerta? I don't know. I'm sorry. This is the shade that I like. It's light. It builds up. I know you probably can't even see that on my finger, but I promise you it builds up. It's so pretty. I was using this as my bronzer, and then I was going into my crease with it underneath my lower lash line. I got a pimple right up against, I mean, right up against, I'm not talking a sty, I'm talking an actual whitehead right here. And then I was getting them all over my lids. And that's when I knew that it had to be this bronzer. When I stopped using it, everything's fine. And I'm using all of the same things. I've tried my Chanel powder again. I haven't changed my eye creams or done anything like that. So this is the only thing that could have caused the breakouts. So for me, I would not keep trying this any further after I realized that that's what it was, because my eyes, it was the worst. I've never broken out on my eyes like that before that I can remember. I have had reactions where I've had bumps, but these are poppable whiteheads. Sorry, I know that's gross, but they were on my eyelids, crease, and then the one on this eye, it just freaked me out. I'm like, nah, these are done for me. Nope, 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 nope. Speaking of bronzer, and the most horrible decision Chanel has ever made, in my personal opinion, I'm still mad about this. If you can tell, like I'm angry. I'm angry, you guys. I no longer have the new version. I don't even remember what it's called. It's not called the Soleil Tan de Chanel anymore. It's something along those lines, but they've changed it. And they've changed the ingredients, the texture, everything is completely different. The second ingredient is hydrogenated coconut oil. And if you want to see what that does to makeup, watch my video. It's like someone said it was a tinted makeup remover. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. That made me laugh so hard because I was like, that's exactly what it is. It is a tinted makeup remover. I don't like it at all. And not just because it has coconut oil in it. There are several ones like these right here from Fenty. I'm also giving these away. That's why they're back in the box. I'm giving these away to somebody that will love them, but they have coconut oil derivatives in it. This did not move my makeup. It went on very nicely, and it has an emollient texture like the new Chanel, but this one did not make my makeup move. These actually looked really nice. I was really happy with them. If they did not have that ingredient that breaks me out, I would keep them, but alas, they're gonna go to somebody else. But not only did they destroy the formula, I find them not extending the shade range to be much more offensive. I can't believe that they went that route. The least they could have done was added more shades. Okay, I'm done. Rant over. All right, let's move on to MAC. MAC, you disappointed me. You disappointed me bad. At the same time, I like a lot of this though. These are the new shadows and new formulas from MAC Cosmetics. Anything matte in here, I like it. I even like the metallics, like Nude Model. Wow, Nude Model is so pretty. It's so pretty. But then you get over to this shade right here. Ugh, what is this? Too good. This is terrible. I am going to dig and try to get something out of here. There you go. That's what you got, and that was with some effort right there. It's no good. It's no good. But what I really have to complain about are the new Dazzle Shadow Extremes. I find them to be creasy. I find them to add this weird dry texture. The gold ones are the best ones. So this one, and this one, they swatch much better than they apply to the eyes. I would highly recommend you watch the video where I do the demonstration to really understand what I'm talking about. But it's like they have this dry texture, but then they're creamy at the same time, but it's a strange formula. I don't feel like Dazzle Shadow Extreme makes me think of something that's just really impactful, and these are not it. I am not going to lie to you guys. I'm taking every single one of the Dazzle Shadow Extremes and this Too Good shade, because that one's not too good, it's too bad. I'm taking all of those out, and I'm going to replace with a few more new shades that are matte or like the metallics. I don't like this formula is terrible. I don't like it at all. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It's creasy, it's dry, it fades, it's not pretty, it's just mediocre at best. My last fail is a major fail. I normally wouldn't even talk about something like this, but I feel like if you're a wig lover, you should know about this, because I found out about this company through YouTube, and definitely what I saw is not what I got, both with YouTube and on the website. And I'm still dealing with trying to get my money back, and they received this returned so long ago. I'm dealing with PayPal, I'm dealing with them. But besides that, the whole hassle, customer service being terrible, let me show you something. This is what I ordered. This beautiful wig. I was so excited about this. I paid extra for the 180% density. I wanted it to be super, thick. I specifically ordered it pre-plucked. I did all these things trying to make sure I got this really nice wig. It's human hair, whatever. I I'm going to be the first to admit that I don't know a lot about wigs. However, you know, I really wanted this. It looks so pretty. But this is what I got. This is not what I ordered. It is so thin, so stringy, and it's long. Like when I turn around, it goes to the middle of my back. I'm like, what the heck? This isn't a bob. It is thin. It's nowhere near 180% density. It is terrible. I love my little Amazon wig, that purple one, or it looks kind of pink on camera. I love that thing. It's synthetic. It was cheap, and I love it so much. And this thing is terrible. Terrible. And in case you guys didn't see the brand at the top of the photo, it's Mila or Mila wigs. Make sure you do your research before you decide to buy from a company. I thought I did, but apparently not. Not only am I disappointed, but I just feel like I'm scammed. I feel like I was scammed, to be completely honest. And I just want to let you guys know, if you are a wig lover, this isn't a route that I would suggest you take, because yeah, I just want my money back. That's it. At this point, just give me my money back. Anywho, you guys, let's brighten up this mood a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this favorites and fails for the month of April. Let me know down below some things that you've been loving, some things you haven't been loving. It doesn't even have to be makeup or beauty or anything related, just in general. Spill it down below. Know that I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.